Hey guys, it's been a while since I've made a video and we're back today because I want a new gaming mouse. So for about 2 years now, I've been using the Razer DeathAdder V3 Pro. And while I kind of really enjoy the mouse, I just recently replaced its skates. I'm encountering a problem that seems to be popping up for some people with this mouse. That is the scroll wheel. Now it uses a mechanical scroll wheel for the encoder, and it tends to actually get dust or hair in there and it stops scrolling correctly. And for me, when I'm playing some video games like Counter-Strike or other ones where I scroll up to change my weapons, yes, I know I don't use a number key, I am lame. I actually encounter ghost scrolling where I scroll up, it scrolls down, I scroll down, it scrolls up, or multi-scrolls when I don't want it to. It has gotten to the point where I really can't do that anymore. It's frustrating me every time it happens. So we're getting to try two new mouses and I'm going to put them to the test to see which one I like more because it's time. So we have the Pulsar X3 and the Logitech Superlight 2 Dex. Now, from my understanding, the Pulsar X3 is a G703 clone. Logitech never made a successor to it. People were hoping that the Dex would be, but it is not. So we have this mouse. I, for preference sake, have a hybrid claw grip where I palm and claw at the same time. So from my understanding, these two mouses are in the ballpark for me and their feeling and whatnot. They're both ergo mouses, as you can see here. Okay, they're already out of the thing because I've been using them over the weekend and I've done a lot of gaming. I've been having a great time. But here they are. I have not changed the skates, obviously, because one mouse is going to go back to where it came from if I don't like it. So it's a showdown against my DeathAdder, if I'm honest. We have some tests today to see which one I kind of like more. Of course, it requires more testing, though, and I'm going to give it. But again, I've been gaming over the weekend. I've got a good feel for both of the mouses. So whatever the conclusion is today is what I'll be sticking with. Yeah, so I actually do really like the Pulsar X3 because it fills in my palm a lot, but still lets me claw. The Dex doesn't fill it in as much in my palm, but I can still claw. But the Dex has like a better shape in my mind. The way it feels in my hand, the way it like my fingers fit into its grooves and curves feel a little bit better than the X3. But that might just be the fact that I'm not used to a G703. Again, I've never owned one in my life. I started with a G502. I went to a Superlight, and then I went to a DeathAdder. So I kind of don't have that big of an experience with mouse, or mices, I guess you could say. So if you're looking for someone more experienced than me, please, by all means, you can go through YouTube. There are way more better qualified people than me out there that do this stuff constantly. This is just a novice perspective for this. And yeah, I kind of would like recommendations as well. Again, if you have any, drop them down in the comment below. And if you're appreciating my take on this whole mouse thing, please like and subscribe. It shows me people are interested in me doing reviews more because I'm a huge tech guy. But back to the mouses anyways. So what we're going to do is I'm going to boot up Counter-Strike. I'm going to do a aim trainer and we're going to do 5 runs of how fast I can get 30 kills flicking from head to head. My goal is to only use one shot. So one tap, that's it. That's the plan. So we're going to take the 5. We're going to take the best and worst out of the runs for each mouse, take them out. And then we're going to take the middle 3 runs, put them together, find the average, and compare them. We'll also be doing the same with the DeathAdder. So whatever comes up, we can compare, contrast. Who knows? Maybe the DeathAdder I should just stick to and get a new one. But they just announced the V4, which fixes a lot of problems with my V3. But I don't know if I want to spend that much money. By the way, this mouse, the Pulsar, only $100. The Superlight Dex, $175. That is a tough pill to swallow. Now, the Superlight Dex does come with an 8K pulling rate adapter. The X3 doesn't. It only does 1K. You can go 2K, 4K, 8K. I'm pretty sure on the Superlight. Do you really need 8K hertz polling? I don't know. From my understanding, people have like tested this before and it's really not that necessary. So who am I to say? Again, I'm not that trained in this area I'm talking about. I am a novice at best when it comes to that. I am a gamer by all means, if you see my setup, but I'm a novice. So yeah. Before we get into the tests, let me go over my experiences with the mouses, the things I love, the things I hate. Again, like I said, this fills in my palm perfectly. Like it's really nice of a palm feel. I'll put some B-roll of me using it and whatnot. The hump right here just fits the palm so perfectly, and then I can claw like that, and it's a great feeling if I'm honest. Now there's a thing to note. Pulsar has been having some bad reviews on Amazon. This is where I got the mouse that had 3 point like something rating when I got to it, which kind of threw me off. I was worried because I bought my friend this mouse. He's left-handed. If you don't know, this is the only real wireless left-handed mouse on the market that's made by a well-known brand. So it's very nice. This only came out about a few months ago, and my friend's been looking for a new mouse for years. He has a old wired DeathAdder from like way back in the day that finally gave up. It was a left-handed specific one. They don't make that anymore. His mouse was basically broke to the point of it's broken. We got him that for his birthday. He is enjoying it because he finally has a new left-handed mouse. So thank you, Pulsar, for that. But they have, again, bad reviews because of quality control issues. My friend doesn't have any bad experiences with his new mouse. I haven't had any with this one. It's only been about a week and a half. Who knows? It could probably come up later if I stick with it. But from my understanding, if you contact Pulsar support, they'll get you sorted away and taken care of. So that's pretty cool. My biggest complaint of this $175 mouse, there's not a DPI button anywhere. And these mouses weigh about exactly the same, and the Pulsar has one. Why doesn't the Dex have one? It kind of baffles me. I don't like having to use the software to change it. I like using 400 DPI when I'm gaming and 800 on my desktop, and picking the Pulsar up, as annoying as it could be, and just hitting the button is still better than opening up software and having to change it. Now you can program the G-Hub software to change on the fly if that's what you want. I think that's a little ridiculous to have to do in general. A button is more than capable of being installed in a product that is this expensive. I don't care if it comes with an 8K polling rate adapter. It should have a DPI button, and that is like one of my biggest problems with this mouse. I mean, even the freaking DeathAdder has it. It's built into the power button. You hold the power button, and then when you want to change DPI, you tap it. A brilliant concept. This is a switch. They didn't even try that. Just saying. That kind of bugs me. And again, the price is kind of ridiculous. I did not get this, mind you, for $175. I got this on sale, about almost the same price as this mouse. So therefore, this isn't really fair to say they're the same price. They're not. For me, they cost the same price. That doesn't mean they are the same price. And also, I will say that when my testing, I will be using the Pulsar arm sleeve because I have a leather armrest that tends to get sticky on my arm no matter what I do. It just happens when gaming sessions, and I'm using a Zowie GSR3 mousepad for all these tests. So without further ado, let's dive into that. So the first mouse we're going to be using is the DeathAdder V3 Pro. Again, we're going to be playing Counter-Strike. Now, as you can see right now, my scroll wheel isn't doing the scroll wheel thing of oh, it didn't scroll there, but it has issues sometimes. Right now it's not, but it's gotten to the point where I can't rely on it. So we are in this map in Counter-Strike 2. We're going to be testing this specific mode where it is challenges and trial, where the goal is to go see how fast I can get 30 kills or 50 kills. Sorry, 50 kills. As fast as I get them, the KPS you'll see at the bottom corner will be the number I will get at the end of it. That is the number we're going for. So I will not move on my keyboard with this at all. It would be purely wrist and arm aiming. We're not going to change that variable at all. I made sure all mouses are at 1K hertz. There'll be no variables in that at all. They're all at 400 DPI, nothing in that to skew the thing, all on the same mouse pad. The only thing that'll give any mouse the advantage from its stock performance is that this has aftermarket skates, and that's about it. They're not glass skates, but they are Teflon skates like the rest of them. They are just not the original ones that came on the mouse. So that is the plan. So how about we just get started with the first 5 runs on the DeathAdder. Now, mind you, remember what I said, we will be getting rid of the worst and the best score from all 3 mouses on performance. We'll take the middle 3, combine them together, and that'll be what we use for our final result. So how about we get started now? First score is done. 2.08 kills per second. Not bad. It's kind of better than all the other results I've had previously with other stuff. But again, we're doing this in the best to the worst. So who knows? Maybe that was just an amazingly, ridiculously good performance. So let's get... Mind you, this doesn't start counting until I shoot the first head. So there's no starting variable to worry about. Let's get started. 1.92 is the second one. All right. 1.92 again. All right, let's go. .92 again. Holy crap. All right, let's pause the recording real fast. Let's take a look at this to make sure that we are either on 4th or 5th. So after reviewing the footage, I did all 5 runs. 1.92 is going to be the average because that was literally a score I got 4 times besides the 2.08. Here we are on the Pulsar X3. So let's see how this goes. Mind you, again, everything's at 1K hertz, 400 DPI. So let's begin. Ooh, impressive score of 2.17 off the rip. Let's continue. Not as an impressive 1.92. I had actually a couple of interesting double clicks as I was playing. Interesting thing to note. So let's go. 2.0 there. A little bit of variance. Finally. All right. Ready and go. 2.17. Oh, looking pretty good. This is the last run for the X3. Let's begin. And a 1.92 to round it out at the end. So, again, I kind of noticed some interesting double clicks with this mouse that I was not having with the DeathAdder. Maybe not once or twice. This happens a little more. Maybe it's just my heavy finger holding it a little bit too long. It could be user error. I'm not going to blame the mouse. Now we're going to swap over to the Logitech. All the dongles are right here sitting next to each other. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. All right. And like I said before about the Logitech, it's the best feeling mouse in my hand by far compared to the rest of them. So let's see how we begin. 2.0 off the rip, just for picking it up. A 1.79. That'll probably be the worst score of today. Something about the mouse. Again, hands started getting sweaty really fast on it. And maybe the texture. Maybe I need those grips that people sell. Clean it up real fast. Start again. And begin. 2.08. I think our worst time is gonna be that 1.79. All right, round 3. 2.0. All right. No, start with 2.0, 1.7, 2.8. Oh, that was round 4, actually. My mistake. This is the final round for the Logitech. Ready? 2.0. That's to end it out. All right. So let's cut back to the main camera. So after tallying up all the numbers, first place goes to the Pulsar X3. Second place goes to the Logitech Superlight 2 Dex. And last place goes to my DeathAdder. Now, again, this is the mouse I've used the most. I have the most muscle memory with this. So simply proving that these two new mouses I'm already doing better on means I kind of like how they feel in my hand more. They give me a bit more control. But again, this is all subliminal testing. It only matters specifically to me. Every mouse is different. Every hand is different. It could feel better for you. It can't. Who knows? But from my understanding, I think that the Pulsar X3 is the way to go for me. This is the size 2, by the way. Size 1 is the mini version, and there's a left-handed as well. The Dex just didn't fully do it for me. I had some control issues. Again, a lot of it could come down to the quality of skates. If I were to keep both these mouses, I'd buy the same skates and test them again, but I'm not doing that. If you guys would like me to, dropping subs, likes, comments, maybe I'll do it in the future to compare the two with the exact same skates to go do a better comparison there. But for products that I just bought, didn't want to alter at all and just go from there, the X3 is the winner. Again, for $175, yes, it comes with an 8K dongle, but no DPI button is a bit upsetting in my opinion. And for just $100, just everything you get from Pulsar is kind of amazing. I know, again, like I said before, they've known to have some quality control issue recently, but from my understanding, support will sort you out and take care of you if you have that issue. I definitely do really enjoy this mouse, and as a hybrid palm and like claw gamer, I think I really do prefer this compared to every other mouse I've had. Again, I started at G502, didn't really like that. Started with a DeathAdder, Superlight Dex now, and Pulsar X3. I'm kind of really impressed with how much this did. Pulsar wasn't a brand I knew about until like a few months ago, and I'm really happy with it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this testing and just quick review video and whatnot. And if you want more, like I said, like, comment, subscribe, show interest. It shows me that you guys like what I'm doing here. As much as I love playing games, I'm also a huge tech guy, so who knows? Maybe I'll do more. Again, I love talking about this stuff. But thank you for watching. This has been Fracture G, and I'll see you guys next time.